What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel and to another video. Today we are continuing on with our series of a Demon Slayer watch party with episodes 4 and 5. Now if this is your first time with this series, I am not reacting to this series. That's not what this is. This has got to be like my 20th rewatch. I'm gonna be so totally for real. I'm doing this because I want to yap about Demon Slayer and I feel like this is actually the best way to do it and just watch it with everyone. So there's gonna be lots of pausing, lots of talking. You will still see emotions. I will definitely cry for a lot of scenes. I will definitely laugh at some scenes, but there's not going to be any like, because I've seen it. But it's been so much fun so far, so we are going to dive right into it. But before we do, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment your thoughts. Also, if you're interested in watching this watch party, as well as my medalist reactions early and uncut, head on over to my Patreon. When you join Patreon, not only are you getting some fun and exclusive perks, you are also helping support the channel and my dream of becoming a full-time content creator. But with that, let's get right into it. This has become one of the highlights of my week when it's time to record this video. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know what it is. I love Demon Slayer. But there's something about getting to rewatch it, but do it for all of you and have those conversations. I'm gonna start trying to really interact more in the comments, by the way. I've been starting to get back into reading them. I was kind of in a place where I didn't want to read them because it was kind of messing with me, but I'm finally in a place where I can read them and I've been having fun responding, so leave a comment. I will actually respond this time probably, especially if you get it within the first couple of hours. All right, let's do this. This was such a good start to the show. Honestly, the beginning episodes are kind of underrated. Every time I rewatch it, I'm like, wow, this was really good. I wonder what that's like to do into the microphone. Like, specifically. I like that they didn't put any music behind this one. Make it a little bit more suspenseful, since in the episode it was like more dramatic and emotional, I would say. Final selection! All right, we're getting into the real good stuff. The opening thread. Imagine being able to see that. I like how Urokodaki was just, okay, I have this headcanon because he shows up so quickly. Obviously we know he's super fast and it's like where he lives. So he knows the area backwards and forwards because he's trained kids on it. But I like to headcanon that every single day he's been close by watching. And yeah, he's been taking care of Nezuko still while Tanjiro has been out training. But even though Urokodaki was like, I have no more to teach you, I like to think that he never was far away when Tanjiro was training. Although the only issue with that headcanon is that then he would probably know that Tanjiro was interacting with Sabito and Makomo, even if he wasn't able to see them. He would have noticed that Tanjiro was talking, or that whole entire experience that Tanjiro was having wasn't actually real. Anyway, he got there real awfully quick. So more than likely, the realistic thing is he probably heard the rock crack. I feel like that would make a lot of noise, and he's so fast and knows the mountain so well that he just got there really freaking quick. That's probably the more realistic thing, but I like to think that he was watching over Tanjiro even though he told him he didn't have anything else to teach him. I feel like this scene, I don't know why I'm getting so emotional over it. Oh God, I'm a mess. Okay, so like I was saying in the last couple of episodes, I felt very much like, yeah, what Urokodaki was doing and how he was training was very mean, like slapping him on the face when he first met him and setting up traps that like physically hurt him and then setting up traps that could kill him if he didn't do like it properly, right? I think in this very moment, I mean, he downright says it, he didn't want him to die in final selection, and he doubted his ability, so he thought it was never going to happen. But I think in this moment you can truly see the tough exterior break, and you can only imagine after spending, like, housing this kid for 2 years, Tanjiro's so talkative and kind, you can only imagine that he did still grow attached to him, even if he was trying not to, because Tanjiro was such a hard worker, and he went from believing that he would never cut it to telling him that he's a remarkable kid. It's just all within the course of like an episode or two. Those look very tasty. Anime food, man, it hits different. I don't think he really wanted him to go down the path. No, don't cut it. I don't mind that he cut his hair. Sure, it looked great long, but I think it's fine that it's short. I more wish he doesn't like comb it back the way he does. I like it better when it looks a little bit more just like framing his face like that. I don't know. Pretty straightforward. Makes sense too. Makes them a little bit more like humans. Okay, see, it must have been a little bit of time in between him slicing the boulder and going to final selection, because again, the way Ufotable tells us a timeline of the story is with the seasons. And we just saw that the top of the mountain was covered in snow, but now that he's leaving for final selection, there's no snow. So final selection, I would say, would have to take place at least late February, maybe March. Probably not in April, because then we start to get to the phase where Wisteria is in season, which we're going to see Tanjiro mention here in a moment that it's not. I think my final answer is final selection takes place in March. That makes the most sense at this point. But at the same time, some of the ways they do the scene makes it feel like it's the next day. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's too hard to figure out the timeline of a show where it doesn't really matter. Yeah, because they were there to help him. God, it's so beautiful. I wanted to go see Osteria Park while I was in Japan last year, because I was there through the beginning of May. But it was just too far away from where we were. I got to see a little bit, but it was like a whole park that I wanted to go to that would look a lot like that. I would say next time, but next time I go, it won't be, come out! Zenitsu! Gaya! It won't be season for Wisteria. I like how every single character in this has like very neutral colors, like pretty much just black, and then there's these random characters with bright colors. So they definitely, this came out in 2019, which, I mean, the manga ended in like April of 2020, so they should have known by this point that the black-haired kid is actually a boy, but this is definitely a different voice actor than Yuki, who voices him in the Infinity Castle once it's revealed that he's a boy. So that's kind of interesting because it's like, I don't think he would have been able to change his voice that much. I mean, I guess it's the same voice actor. It probably is the same voice actor, but my thought process was maybe they casted this character not knowing that in the future he'd be revealed to be a boy. So they just casted someone like for a young girl role. And then later on it was like, oh, too bad. But I'm pretty sure the Infinity Castle arc in the manga started at least in 2018. So anyway, it's just interesting tidbits. 7 days. Is now a good time to talk about how problematic this is? There is a lot of theming of like a cycle of, I don't even know the word. It's like a cycle of manipulation because it's different than how Muzan manipulates the people that get turned into demons, right? Because he essentially takes someone who's gone through extreme trauma, usually extreme trauma from humans, and manipulates them into becoming demons so that they can continue to inflict pain and suffering on people. While the Demon Slayer Corps is doing the right thing where they are trying to end demonkind to protect humanity, the whole idea of like taking a child with this undealt with, unprocessed trauma and being like, all right, become a child soldier is crazy. But then on top of that, final selection just being like, it's a test, but not passing means you die is like so insane to me. And I know it's an anime, okay? So like things are dramatic. This type of thing I think calls back to like samurai type history because I don't know a ton about it. Most of what I know about like the Japanese mythology and history is through like different shows and that sort of thing. I try to do my best to learn as much as I can about it. But as far as I can tell, before Taisho, but like Edo period and before that was very intense. Like the idea of a samurai was very much like this, where it was just like always life or death and dying meant you died with honor on the, like, I don't know. It's just, I think it goes along with Japanese history, mythology and that sort of thing because it was very cutthroat. I mean, pretty much most cultures back in like hundreds of years ago, it was kind of set up in a way where it was like survival of the fittest because they didn't have things that we have now like technology and medicine and you know that sort of thing. So that being said, still calling out the fact that sending children to a test where the only option is live and pass or die and fail is crazy. Anyway. He's so very smart. He really thinks things through. That's what makes him so good. All right. About to see water breathing for the first time. The demon theme with those voices. Ah, so good. Come on, Tanjiro. Here we go. Mizu no kokyu. Let's go. So cool. I never get over the first reveal of breathing styles. And I would just like to call out that we have seen regular water and it looks very different from breathing styles. This is immediately them in an artistic way telling us that the water that is created from water breathing is not actual water. It's a mirage. Like, it is a completely different animation style than just regular water within the anime. It's like those little things that you have to pick up from. You didn't have to wait until Gotoge was like, oh no, they're not real. You were already able to tell if you paid attention to the animation and the drawing, because like that goes all the way back to the drawing in the manga, is that they drew the elements with the breathing styles different than the actual elements because it was showing that it's not the same. They're not just creating water. Breathe, Tanjiro. Is it crazy? Hold that thought. You're doing great. I wouldn't say you've mastered it, but you're doing great, Tanjiro. What I was gonna say, I'm just gonna throw this out there now. Tanjiro goes so much in this show that I was watching like a Seiyu video of them like on stage, and I swear Hanai-san literally just breathed into the mic. And he wasn't on stage yet. It was like a big reveal. I don't remember the exact video, but no one knew it was him yet, and then he started breathing and I was like, oh. Like, even his breathing is so easy to recognize. Yep. I'm pausing a lot this episode, holy frick. So, for the record, Nichirin is a Japanese name. They just didn't actually translate it for us for some reason. Nichi means sun, Rin means like sunburst or ring. So really they are sunburst blades. That's like the most correct translation of it. That in itself explains to you how they work. Oh, look at that. He showed empathy for them after he took care of them. I'm getting sassy already. It's kind of fun. Again, just like the character expressions. Bro. That's crazy. I would also ask, what the hell is that? Oh, man. Did he just hide really well and they not know? Or they just were like, yeah, it stays there until it gets killed? Because that's even worse. Like, at least make sure you cycle. Like, bring in a Hashira to kill him and then make sure you're cycling like the easiest demons. Ugh. Ugh. So that right there, and I go off on the most randomest tangents. This is the way my brain works when I watch this show. So Meiji was the period right before Taisho. So I believe it was right in between Edo and Taisho. The fact that he is just now asking like what year in Meiji it is and Tanjiro has to tell him it's Taisho, I think this means that like we're leaning towards early Taisho. That could be me reaching, but that's the way it feels. Like let's look up the exact years, because I think this kind of stuff is interesting, and this is the reason why I'm doing this. So Taisho era was 1912 to 1926. Yeah, Meiji was before that, and it was 1868 to 1912. Keio was before that. Okay, there was quite a bit before Edo then. So Meiji was 1868 to 1912. In reality, this is probably, I want to say, before like 1920. When was World War I? Say hi to my dog. World War I was 1914 to 1918. I mean, this could be, like, this is a fictional show, so technically they could just say, because it's like a demon thing, World War I never existed. They don't show any signs of World War I happening during this. So this either is like, I mean, started in 1914. Taisho started in 1912. I mean, I guess you could say that technically then Tanjiro's family might have died at the tail end of Meiji. And this is like very early on. But even then it's like, I don't know. My best guess would be that this is taking place after. Like maybe this is like 1919 or 1920, that sort of thing. Anyway, random tangent. I find that kind of stuff interesting, but the way he mentioned like what year is it in Meiji, Sabito and Gyu went through final selection. At this point, it had been 8 years. And I believe Urokodaki didn't have any more students in between. But I feel like he would still, like he was still around. He would still be like asking. I don't know. Anyway. Crash out. What a crash out of his. Hang on. I love this kind of stuff. I don't know why. This is the kind of details I like to look up. Call me crazy, but this is fun. Okay, so it was the Edo period during the Keio era. I guess that's two different things. Keio was before Meiji. So Keio ended in 1968. So that's 32 years before 1900, which would put it at 44 years before Taisho began, which I guess that means that puts us in 1915 right here, right? 1915. Did I do my math correctly? I think I did. So I guess World War I just doesn't exist in the Demon Slayer universe, which, like, whatever. You know, they don't have to keep it perfectly historically accurate. It's a fictional show. I might only have time to watch this one episode for this video. I'm pausing it far too much. Well, you're gonna stop counting today. See, this makes it sound like they were at the same time. I would guess that Makomo was a couple years before. because this demon never knew of Gyu's existence since Gyu was already, like, being hidden away. Oh yeah, Tanjiro has too much empathy to... I'll stop. This is one of the few times where they depict Tanjiro's rage by making the pupils of his eyes turn red. Yeah, you can't run in like that. Screw you. I said it nicely for YouTube's sake. Imagine doing that after this kid just saved you. Like, it's crazy. Survival of the fittest, I guess. Ugh. Poor Sabito, man. Mm-hmm. Okay, dude. Yeah, that's a big deal. Whenever people are like, Tanjiro is not that strong or Tanjiro is average, he's always been, like, he's not like a main character strong where he's the best of all, right? But he's never been just average. But it's not, he's not like a little bit better because of talent. He's a little bit better because of how damn hard he works. So Urokodaki gave him the biggest stone of all. One, thinking that he would never be able to slice it. Two, thinking that if he's able to, at least that means that he'll be able to handle the neck of this demon, which tells me that, I mean, maybe Gyu did see the hand demon. No, he was unconscious. Although I do think the anime, when it showed Sabito running to the hand demon in season 4 when Gyu was talking about his backstory with him, I think that was anime original. I think they kind of effed with the timeline because that kind of seemed like that was at the very beginning of Final Selection, since Gyu said that he got hit by like the first demon they encountered. Everyone survived except for Sabito, which would mean that he would have had to been killed by the hand demon like at the end, because there were still plenty of demons there. So anyway, yeah, Tanjiro's special, but not so special that he's stronger than everyone. He's special because that's how hard he works. Yeah. This part is so good. No, because he's better than them. Ah, that scream. I love his battle cry. Ah, okay. How cool am I? Ooh. Just wait. He's gonna become your best bud. Okay, I have been recording for 40 minutes already, so we are going to just do episode 4 today because I don't have time to record for another 45 minutes. So that was final selection. Honestly, there is a lot to talk about with these early episodes. Like I said, I feel like even just the first season in general tends to be a little bit underrated. It's the type of show that does get a lot better as the seasons progress. I think that, like, with the exception of maybe Swordsmith Village, but even then it's a little bit like based off of preference. You know, Entertainment District focuses more on the action and Swordsmith Village focuses more on the story and character development. So I feel like people just overlook season 1 because of how good everything else is, when season 1 was really good itself. There's so much that happens in this episode. I mean, they really pack in a ton in every single episode. It's kind of crazy how much goes by. I mean, when you think about the fact that we introduced the idea of final selection, and then we got all the way to the end of the battle against the hand demon. That was a lot to go over in one episode, but overall just such a good episode that I had to keep it to 1 in this video because I talked so much over it, but it's so good. There's so much lore that they're dropping and little things that let us know about, like, what time of year it is, let us know when it's happening, and I think I was able to narrow it down directly to, well, I mean, I guess it could have been, he said 47 years ago, but that doesn't mean that Urokodaki defeated him at the very tail end of that period. It could have been a couple years prior, so nonetheless, it has to be before, like, 1915 then, just based off of him saying it was 47 years ago. So that's a fun little fact that I never thought about in the past. See, we learn new things when we do this together. That's so much fun. Anyway, yeah, so next time will be 5 and 6 if I can do it. I think I'm just gonna go with the flow with each of these videos. Like, a part of me definitely does want to try and get through them a little bit faster than 1 at a time, just because if I do 1 at a time, I won't be finishing season 1 till this summer. So that's just gonna take a long time, and I am wanting to hopefully time this where I'm catching up right along the time that Infinity Castle comes out, but I've also kind of already accepted that that's probably not gonna happen and I'll have to jump ahead because y'all know when Infinity Castle comes out to legally stream, I'll be watching it with all of you immediately. So anyway, this was a great episode, 10 out of 10. I love these opening episodes. I forget how good they are, but I think I'm gonna stop yapping because I've been yapping for 45 minutes. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment your thoughts, and I will see you all next time. Matane!